clean.
What's up, world? Coach Nick here, your fishing coach, representing No Redemption Outdoors, with another top 5 video today, all about the top 5 multi-species fishing lures. What does that mean? It means it's a lure that can catch a trout, a bass, a bluegill, a tarpon, a redfish, anything that swims. These lures are all very versatile, and they're the 5 best to do it. Let's start with number 5. Let us commence the list, starting off with number 5. Number 5 from Rapala, or Rapala, whatever the heck you want to call it. It's a minnow bait. It's a little stick minnow. This minnow, this one happens to be the Countdown. There's a bunch of them. There's a floating version. There's this one. There's ones with big old lips on them like I have. It's crazy. There's all kinds, but they all have one thing in common. They catch fish, whether it's salmon, whether it's trout, whether it's bluegill or bass, or I don't know, you could probably catch a tarpon on this thing. These guys catch fish like crazy. And a lot of us grew up fishing these, and in fact, my mentor in the fishing game showed me how to use these first.
Catch fry with chopstick.
I like it. That is the minnow style balsa baits made by Rapala. It's very versatile. Number 4. Number 4 is, let's just say a little hairy.
No, the bush. The bush is the biggest.
It's the hair jig. This guy right here, it's got some fur hanging off the end of it. It is certainly not manscaped, and it's hella simple. The design is as follows. It's a piece of lead with a hook in it with some hair on the end. It could be this type. This happens to be a saltwater version meant for fish like snook. There's also the marabou version, which can be used a lot in freshwater, but it's highly, highly versatile. I can reel it, I can drag it, I can pop it, I can drop it. It's an awesome lure that catches all kinds of fish, salt and freshwater. That's number 4, the hair jig. Fishermen are not always the most creative with titles of lures. What would you call a fishing lure that swims? How about a swim bait? Case in point, this guy right here. This is a swim bait. This one happens to be the DOA Cal. It's a saltwater swim bait. This particular swim bait, I personally once caught 144 snook in one day on this lure. I'm not making it up, I counted every single one. I've caught tarpon, I've caught redfish, I've caught a bunch of speckled trout. In the saltwater game, they kick ass. In the freshwater side of things, there's a zillion swim baits out there, and they catch big old pig bass. From here to Okeechobee, up to Erie to Gunnersville, it will catch bass. It also, in large sizes, catches things like muskie, things like pike. Smaller sizes, you could even probably throw for a trout. I bet you they would eat it. That's a swim bait. It comes in at number 3. Number 2, and I'll be honest, it hurt me right here in the boob that I couldn't put this as number 1. It had to be number 2 because number 1 was just too good. However, this one is a phenomenal multi-species lure. I grew up fishing for trout with it. I learned how to catch bass with it. I've thrown it for pike. I've thrown it for muskie. I've thrown it for all kinds of stuff. It's the Inline Spinner. Not to be confused with a spinner bait. This is an inline spinner. Simply, it is something heavy, in this case a little piece of lead, sometimes with a little skirt, this one does, often a treble hook, and this guy right here, the actual spinner itself. What does it do? Well, it spins. Again, we go with those creative titles for fishing lures. But this guy will catch fish from here to Timbuktu in as many species as you can count. Now, again, we discussed some of the freshwater, saltwater, same thing. There's different variations for sea trout. I guarantee it would catch snook. A really good multi-species lure, and it came in at number 2 because number 1 was just too good to beat. Numero uno, number 1, the big cheese, the final finale. We have some legend behind this one, and legend says somewhere at some time, some dude was eating something with a spoon. He was on a boat, he was chilling, eating his dinner, and he dropped the spoon in the water. As he gazed into the abyss and watched the spoon slowly flutter down, realizing he no longer had the utensil to finish his dinner, he thought to himself, that looks kind of fishy. I bet I could catch a fish on that. And the spoon was born. The spoon fishing lure is by far one of, if not the most versatile fishing lures in terms of multi-species catches on the planet. In freshwater, we catch bass, we catch pike, we catch muskie, we catch trout. In saltwater, you can jig it off the bottom for grouper, you can troll it for big species offshore, or you can cast it inshore for things like trout and snook. It is so multi-species versatile, and it's so simple. You cast it out there and it kind of goes back and forth and back and forth. If you jig it, it comes up and it flutters back down. That simplicity makes it so versatile for so many fish that swim. That's what puts it at the #1 spot on our list of multi-species lures. Now, do you agree with my top 5? Did I miss one? Was there one I should have omitted off the list? I would like to know. Comment below. Also, make sure if you've not yet subscribed, what is wrong with you? Subscribe, also hit the bell so you know when notifications for more videos come out. That is all we have for today. I'm Coach Nick, your fishing coach. Later.